Welcome back to my channel. I hope you're well. This video is going to be using the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette. I've had this a while and I've done a fair few looks with it and shown them on Instagram and social media and all that good stuff, and I always get a lot of good feedback about them, so I thought I would recreate one of the looks I kind of do a lot in video form. So if you have this and you need some inspiration, I've got you covered. So if you want to see me create this very mauvey but still somewhat wearable look, just keep watching. God, I look damn tired without concealer on. I have brows done and a base on just to kind of save time. I used all the same products I used in my last video. If you want to check that out, I'll leave it linked below and everything is listed and all that good stuff. So we're talking about this bad boy. I actually get quite a lot of use out of this. I will say I have the smoky obsessions and I think the quality of the glitters is better in the smoky obsessions. You have to work with these a little bit more, they're a little bit more tough, but I generally just use my finger for foil shadows anyway. I think you kind of just get the best out of them, or use a wet brush and dip it in. So yeah, anyway, let's get going. This is what the Huda Beauty Mauve Obsessions palette looks like. It's very pink toned, so if you don't like pink shadows, you're not going to like this. I've already set my lid with this shade. This is actually a brilliant all over the lid shade. I use this a lot even when I'm using other palettes, and they come with a mirror, which is always very helpful, and I'm going to utilise it now. I'm going to go first with the colour in the middle, and I'm just taking a blending brush on the tip. The shadows are super pigmented, so for me, I kind of start with very little on my brush and work my way up, just because like I'm not a professional, I'm just a makeup lover, and it can get a bit messy on me. I'm sure it can get a bit messy for a lot of people, but I find that working with a little at a time and kind of just building it onto the lid, well at this minute I'm putting it in the crease, just kind of works better for me, and it means I make less mistakes. But the shadows blend like a dream, so if you do feck it up, you can blend it out. They blend out really easily. So I'm just putting this shade into the crease. This is kind of going to be my general like makeup look, just with different colours I suppose, but I've done a few looks with this over the last while and uploaded the pictures onto Instagram and they went down quite well, so I'm just recreating it. So now I have a base colour on my crease, and I'm going to go in with something a little bit darker. I think I'm going to go with this shade, that is Beside It, which is definitely more pink, but it's still in the brown family slightly. And again, I'm going to go really lightly. I'm just going to tap the brush in, tap it off. Like you can see, there's plenty of colour there. And I'm going to work this down a little bit lower, kind of coming onto the lid nearly. So that made it a little bit too pink for me, so I'm going to go back in with the more mauvey shade and just mauve it up a little bit. But as you can see, it takes no time at all to blend them out. Which, like, I kind of do feel spoiled now that there's shadows like this available, because then when you get kind of a lesser quality eyeshadow, you have to work really bloody hard with it. Like, you can obviously get the same desired looks with cheaper alternatives, but working with a good quality shadow just means that you don't have to blend as ferociously. It kind of does the work for you. If you feel like you've taken the crease colour up a little bit too high, you can always just go back in with the bone colour on a clean brush and kind of go up over top. That'll help blend out any harshness that might be left behind as well. So I'm pretty happy with that. I look like I got punched in the eye. We're doing well. Okay, for the lid shades, I am going to go in initially with this more pinky one. If the camera wants to focus on it. Focus! So I'm going to just go in with my finger and pat this onto my lid. So I'm kind of marrying it in with the pink shades that we put on the crease. Now I know I did say that the shades in the Smoky Obsessions are a little bit easier to work with. It doesn't mean that these are necessarily bad. They're still a gorgeous eyeshadow. So that's the base shade, and then I'm going to go in with this one, which is a bit more of a silvery pink, and this will hopefully make it look a little bit more wearable. And it gives a good amount of shimmer as well. I use this shade a lot on its own, just like over other eyeshadows, to kind of give them a bit of a pop. So for a bit of definition, I'm going to go in with this darker, more plummy shade. And again, just a really, really small amount. And I'm going to apply a little bit of that in the outer corner and kind of bring it up into the crease just ever so slightly. Okay, that's not dark enough. I'm going to go in with the actual plum shade. Never be worried if you do that though, because if you use a lighter colour and then go in with a darker colour, it'll kind of add to the gradient effect and make it look a bit cooler, so don't be worrying. And as I do always say, generally I find this eye harder to work on, so this kind of gets very messy, but I don't have concealer on yet, so I can clean it all up. Don't put too much pressure on yourself, that's what I say, because that's when everything goes to shit. I'm just taking my blending brush and just blending that out a little bit. For me personally, I think a look like this needs a bit of eyeliner, but I'm not going to go with black or brown. I'm going to kind of keep it in the purpley pink colour range, and I'm going to use the Mr. Right eye pencil in See More Romance from the Balm. So this is kind of an eggplant colour. What do we call it? An aubergine? Aubergine colour. And I'm just going to line the upper lash line. I don't have a lot of eyelash, so this will kind of help me look less like I have pink eye. Obviously, if you want to add lashes, you can. I'm not going to. I'm going to take that into the inner rim of my eye as well. Oh my god, have you seen that Kat Von D is bringing out a liquid liner for your waterline? So it's meant to like go on like liquid and then dry down and be completely waterproof. And obviously, it being Kat Von D, it's vegan friendly as well. Like, I need that in my life. Okay, praise the Lord, I can finally go in with concealer. These bags are really upsetting me. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Concealer. My lovely friend Sue, aka Cherry Sue, gave me this and I've been really enjoying it. Using a decent concealer and counteracting any blue under your eyes will also help not make you look like you have pink eye. And if you go too ham with the concealer, which I have a little bit there and I went up a little bit too high, don't worry, just get your blending brush after and just kind of blend around, and that'll help diffuse the edges. So before I continue on, I'm just going to set under my eyes as well. And I'm using the Kat Von D Petal loose powder. I feckin' hate loose powders, but it's a nice one. I just hate them because they get everywhere. So I'm going to go in and do the lower lash line before I do mascara, and I'm going to use a mixture of these two shades here. They're both matte, so I'm kind of just going to dab into both. I'm using a stiffer brush to apply this, just so I get a good colour payoff, and then I can blend it out with a fluffier brush. And I'm going in with a little bit of the darker plum shade just on the outer corner as well, just to kind of match things up. Okay, I definitely need some mascara. I bought this eyelash curlers in Pennies the other day because I needed one. I'm not a huge fan. I like to be able to hook my hands into an eyelash curlers because I'm always afraid that I'm going to pull me bloody eyelashes out. So yeah, I do not recommend this one, although it was only $1.50. Mascara is this one from Catrice. It's called Lashes to Kill and it's the waterproof version. I have a review of this over at Beautynook.ie. I've been really liking it, so I'm going to put a bajillion layers of that on my top lash. I'm going to say lash line, lashes, and then MAC Extended Play on the bottom. as always. Yeah, bottom lashes. I hate talking through products I use all the time. I do feel like it's a waste of your time if you watch my videos a lot. I definitely look less like I got punched in the face, that's for sure. Okay, time for bronzer. That'll help lift everything a little bit more. I'm using my usual Max Factor Creme Bronzer. Always get the double chin. I don't know if it helps in all honesty, but it makes me feel better about me chubby face, so I always do it. Gonna keep the cheeks really simple. Not gonna go for Ant Pink. This is a more peach toned blush from LA Girl, just because I think there's enough pink going on, and also my skin is very pink. So yeah, just a really small wash that you probably can't even see it on the camera. You can in real life. For a highlighter, I'm going to use the Fenty Hustler Baby. This is a tad dark for me. This is out of the little set where you get the little gloss bomb as well. But I still really like it, so I want to use it. And I'm going to use this in the inner tear duct of my eye as well. So, last thing to do is lips. I'm going to go with a Mauve lip because this is a more mauve look. This is the new Essence Draw the Line Instant Colour in, what was it called? So Ungrateful. It's kind of a mauve shade, but it has a grey undertone, so it's great for overlining your lips. Like imagine like MAC Stone vibes, but this is just a bit more mauvey. So I'm going to use that on the outer corner of my lips. I've been a bit obsessed with this since I got sent it. And then to finish the, God, I look weird. To finish the lips, I'm going to use MAC Syrup, which is a luster mauve shade. I would use probably Plumful, but I don't have that here. And I'm using the lipstick bullet to kind of blend in the lip liner as well, and kind of make it a little bit ombre. So the last thing to do is set everything. I'm going to use this Essence Go to Glow Illuminating Setting Spray. This is really, really nice. Camera. This is nice, but it definitely leaves like a shimmer on the skin. So if you're okay with that, you'll really like this. I like it because like I go in so matte with everything, and then this kind of adds a bit more luminosity, and I can always kind of dab down like my T-zone, which I don't want to look too shiny. So yeah, how I've been liking to use this is apply it, let it dry, then go in with my powder brush and kind of pat down the middle of my face. And we're done, and it's suddenly nighttime. It's dark out now. It was bright when we started. I really, really like this look. I've been gravitating towards it a lot. It's kind of like in between. It's not the general brown smokies or black or whatever, and it's not quite like luminous or green or blue or whatever. It's kind of somewhere in between. Like I know it's quite out there for a lot of people, but for a lot of people this is quite basic makeup. For me, it's definitely a little bit out there. It's like more nighttime appropriate, but I still feel comfortable in it. Like it's not kind of like bright blue that I'm kind of like, ugh. Although I do wear blue sometimes. Anyway, I'll stop rambling. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. I really, really appreciate it. This YouTube malarkey is hard work, and it's quite hard gaining subscribers and gaining momentum. So I appreciate everybody who has taken the time to click the little button. As always, I will have a blog post link down below with every product that I used and all that good stuff. So I shall say thank you, bid you adieu, and I'll talk to you in my next video. Thanks, bye.